During the first month of South Coast Rail operation in southeastern Massachusetts, service was late and not always reliable. Weekends were a mess and included canceled trains. One weekend, when I happened to be riding, enough trains were canceled without proper bus replacements, and people were stranded for hours. Buses had to replace some trains until the railroad was able to sort out their issues. But we're past that now, and South Coast Rail is getting increasingly popular. While it took some time, the South Coast Rail Line's growing pains were figured out after additional train crews hired on and the bus replacements were phased out. Today, trains are more reliable and don't experience the same issues that plagued the line back in April. Despite the initial problems, ridership is exceeding expectations with over 2,000 daily weekday riders. For comparison, the MBTA estimated about 1,600 riders would be riding the extension after it opened. This is a 33% increase in ridership from when the line ended in Middleboro. I'm hopeful the ridership numbers will encourage the MBTA to do other future improvements and expansions on the South Coast. The biggest potential expansion would be building Phase 2, which would reroute trains through Raynham, Easton, and Stoughton instead of going through Middleboro. This would shave off some travel time, which I believe is somewhere around 15 minutes. Rail service would also be restored to Raynham and Easton for the first time in decades, but there are obstacles. Support for rail in these towns isn't as widespread as it was on the South Coast, and the tracks would have to be built through a swamp. The swamp complicated building the original route and made the Phase 1 route more attractive to get service started. There hasn't been much mention of Phase 2 recently, so who knows when or if we'll even see it happen. I would like to make an updated Phase 2 route video showing the current conditions and obstacles at some point in the future. The last one I filmed was taken back in 2021. The current ridership is more than expected, and I bet it'll be getting even higher once future developments are constructed around the train stations. Transit-oriented development, or development near the stations, is planned or proposed for Middleboro, Fall River, Taunton, and New Bedford stations. Many of the plans are in the early stages, but others are further along with construction already started. There are also a couple of already built examples of developments in both Fall River and New Bedford. Once built, more people will be living closer to the train station. Ideally, some will be moving close to the stations for the sole purpose of taking the train without having to first drive to the station. This would make commuting more convenient and would put less cars on the roads. I plan to do a video on this topic specifically, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for future updates on how the restored South Coast rail service is running.